welcome to Relax and Paint. And today I'm going to do something really peaceful and see what you feel about it. It's not flowers, so we'll see. I'm using my Folk Art one stroke brushes with a green handle with different sizes of flats. I'm using art paper. This is a gray tone art paper. I have put out colors here, and I want you to see that I have different shades of green, but I'm going to take greens with earth tones and make different shades of the green. Then I have raw umber. This is there's different folk art colors. These two or three of these are matte folk art matte colors. Okay, asphaltum, raw under, burnt sienna. All right, they just don't have a sheen to them, and they wouldn't be for indoor outdoor. They're more, you'd have to seal them. But then the rest of my paints that I'm using is the Folk Art multi-surface, which has a satin, it's got a sealer in it. It's just really nice. So when I'm looking at these colors, I am going to share with you what the colors are called as I use them. But I did all kinds of earth tones, from medium gray to the different raw umbers, burnt siennas, and um, yellow ochre, pueblo. All right, so as I'm using them, I'll just talk about those colors, and we're going to use floating medium. So for any of you who've never used floating medium, that's what I use for it's the fluff in the paint with no pigment in it. So I use that instead of water, okay? Because I am going to use some water because I want this look that I'm looking for, okay? So what I'm going to do is I put all the colors out, and I'm going to tap it to spread them out. All right, so I have more space around them to pick up color. All right. So it might help some of you. I wasn't going to use a pencil, but I'm gonna go ahead and pencil some of the shape in that I want. So I have a rock up here and another rock here, smaller one here. And I thought rocks were good because I have a friend who's an oil artist. He said the hardest thing, um, Kevin Hale told me the hardest thing for him to teach, because so many people have such a problem with it, is rocks. So I don't know, my rocks are different than his rocks probably, but I'm just kind of showing you how we're going to build these rocks to get a base for the fern that I'm going to be painting, or we're going to be painting, right? All right, so I'm going to take floating medium, and I'm going to get little bits of medium gray. All right, so I'm going to come along here, this pencil area, and kind of do a watercolor effect. All right, so see, I'm flat, 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 flat. Okay, now instead of doing a smooth round look, we're going to chop, 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 chop across. Now this is going to have some white in here. A little bit in here. Okay. And we'll have a little bit across here. This is a lighter rock. All right, so we pick up a little bit of maybe some raw umber in here, which gives you a little bit of brown. That color I like. Okay, see how I'm just pushing flat, flat, flat. All right, so in here, see, okay. Now let's pick up a little bit of, this is asphaltum with the raw umber. He, he wants these different markings in the rock. Okay. And look, I can come right under here. And put some different depths. Isn't that kind of cool? All right. Down here. Okay. And then up here, let's see what color I'm using. A little bit of white with gray, medium gray. And this one's also, these look like kind of smoother rocks right there. All right, we'll put some more shading on that. Can y'all kind of see it as it's happening? Okay, this one, let's pick up a little bit of asphaltum and raw umber. In different places in here. That asphaltum has a really kind of fun look. A little rusty. All right, so I put a little bit right in here of burnt sienna. That's a matte color. Just get browns and stuff that you have, okay? Don't let it keep you from trying to paint, okay? Right along here. Right, I have a little bit up here. So like you could just leave it right there and it's kind of fun. That look like rock. Okay, so I'm going to come in here now with a lot of floating medium and a little bit of this licorice. Okay, so right. So we're kind of making it look like a shadow underneath, but that floating medium with little bits of licorice. Right? Like how it starts coming alive. All right. Then I have a little spot in here. Okay. A little bit here and there. More medium. And we want it to look kind of watercolor. All right, so I'm going to come back in here with a little bit of gray and mute this down a little bit. All right, a little bit in here. All right, and then a little bit in here. All right, it looks like a rock. All right, and then I'm just gonna put some colors all in here where the fern's gonna root from. All right, so I'm using a 12 right now, 12 flat. I'm gonna put some medium in here. Some dark around here. I just thought this would be a little bit of a change. It's all about nature. How fun. Okay, so I have to put a little bit more dark. Put some Pueblo in there. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna have some yellow ochre and burnt sienna. And I'm just gonna take the little corner of the brush. This will just look like leaves in here. A few leaves in there. A little bit of moss in there. All right, we're gonna put a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just tapping it, see how it's giving you. I don't know about you, I think this is fun. Light and dark, you have to have dark to see light. So I want you to see that in some of these places, I put dark, and in some of these places, it made it possible for me to put some light in there. So that kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to take my script liner. I think I am. I think I am. Sure I am. All right. So I'm going to look at this. I have a forest moss, citrus green, and sap green. Forest moss is also just a matte color. Now this is a 2 script liner, and I'm coming in here. I'm doing lots of little grass in there, darker in here. Now some of this dark, we can put like rust in here, burnt sienna. All right. And that, at any point here, you can kind of quit. Do you see that? All right. So I'm going to come in here, working water into this brush. When I do this, I make it inky. I don't think I described that. Okay. I'm gonna have a stem there. All right. And I have a stem up here. All right. So let's come in here with a smaller brush. This is an 8. All right. You can use a 6 if you don't have. All right. So I'm going to pick up yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and a titch of citrus, just one corner of citrus. All right. So I'm going to make little push, push, Kind of like a little piece of fern with all kinds of pretty colors in it. All right, so I can put a little bit of burnt umber with burnt sienna. All right, and then I'm going to have a little bit more green in this one. It's better not to just have one. It's better to come around and have a couple different heights. See how I put the grass here and there? All right, so I'm going to come here and put a little bit of, see, I'm wiggling it a little bit. Let's see this again. Scrubby scrub, right? And a little bit more. This is citrus green. All right, and then let's do a little bit of a tip here. All right. And over here, we'll do one more like that. But let's just use sap and citrus on this one. We come down, then we do the little ones on the side. And we're going to come, look, I wiggle out, and it's just loose. But see, I put the sap green, I'm taking the citrus out. Citrus goes out and comes back. So those are all kind of pretty natural looking. And then I'm just going to put some big fern out here. One there, maybe. One here. All right. Okay, I'm going to put one out here, which is going to be darker green. And there's one right in here. All right, so down in here, see, I'm not making that a big fancy stroke. I'm just wiggling it a little bit. All right. And then the rest of the strokes, I'm going to try to do a different kind of fern. So I'm going to pick up sap here, and I'm going to take sap green. And you can use a teeny smaller brush if you want. I'm just barely hitting the tip with this, and I just keep getting sap. And you slowly get bigger. Tap, tap, tap. All right. And then this is just sap green, and I just have some other colors in this brush because I didn't clean it. Okay, and that kind of fun. All right, so I did the same dark one over here. Tap, tap, tap. Just sap. Well, I'm just using dark green. Making the different colors of green make a real big difference. And then nature look that we're going for. And these are just tapping because you're going for the illusion of the fern. And you don't have to do single strokes like I did over here. So I keep getting a dark green, having these other colors in here. You'll see made it look really good. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the forest moss color. Remember I said the different colors of green are kind of cool. Forest moss. Okay, and now I want some bright green. This one right here is starting to be a little bit of a bright green. And put some dark and some bright. Okay, just the different greens make a difference, right? And then the ones in front will be right here. And see when that goes on top of the dark green, it makes it stand out really good. All right. Right now, I'm going to come right in the middle. And that kind of helps it finish off there. All right, and so the last thing I want to do is let's just put another little fern here. And it's really close. All right, so I'm going to wiggle it out and back. Any kind of greenery that looks like a fern will look pretty in this setting. All right. Now, you can put little bits of color in here, or a few little mushrooms or something, but I just want you to see that touch of white. That white right in front kind of helps it, I think. Okay, this is just natural. Put a few mushrooms in here, or maybe a dragonfly. But I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something about how you can take something very simple and make it kind of fun and elegant. And I hope to see you Friday, or hope that you just kind of binge on some of the different lessons. And I try to really work on different kinds of lessons for you. And um, please share them on our Facebook group. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and be sure to ring the bell so you know when I put something new on. All right. Thanks for being on this morning, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.